Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. I'm Brian Winnikins, and once again, welcome back to the Dunn County Fair and our live streaming service on our website at realcountry1430.com, our YouTube channel, Durand Broadcasting WRDN. Also are doing it on Facebook Live as well through our Facebook page. And again, we'll be getting the beef show here underway in just a minute. Again, throughout the afternoon, we're going to be thanking our sponsors. Without the support of these businesses, it's pretty simple. We would not be able to bring you today's event. Thank you to Wisconsin Credit Union, Shannon Crop Services, Synergy Co-op, the Happy Duck LLC, 24/7, and West Wisconsin Telecom. Katie Wantock from Dunn County Extension will be the MC as well. Also thanks to Alcivia Co-op, SFB Security Financial Bank, Hurlburt Heating and Plumbing, Martin Transport Osteoplastics, Dunn Energy Co-op, Bluff Country Feed and Seed, and Compeer Financial. Again, can't stress this enough. Please thank these businesses. They have made to this afternoon's live stream possible.
Good afternoon, exhibitors. We will now begin our 2021 Dunn County Fair Beef Show. We will start out with our heifers. So those Angus heifer calves, if you could please make your way to the show ring. Angus heifer calves, yearlings, and cows, please make your way to the show ring.
And we are underway.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to the 2021 Dunn County Beef Show. It's so great to see all of you here today, and before we begin, I just wanted to introduce our judge for this afternoon. We have Mr. Ty Beyer. Ty is from Ringgold, Wisconsin, where he and his family own and operate TC Reds, and I've gotten to know Ty through the Red Angus breed in particular, and it's pretty amazing the amount of time and dedication and heart that the Beyer family pours into multiple families in the show cattle industry through multiple breeds. So we're just happy to have you here with us today, Ty, and want to thank you for your time and the knowledge you'll share with our exhibitors. So let's give a round of applause to our judge today, Mr. Ty Beyer.
Thanks, Brooke. You bet, thank you.
Again, currently in the show ring is our Angus Junior heifer calf. Our Angus Junior yearling heifer calves should be on deck. Test. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be back in Menominee, Wisconsin, here to judge your guys' Dunn County Fair here again. I always enjoyed it when I get to come over here a few times, and always really enjoyed the quality that you guys bring here to us. And a young man brings us a really nice female here to start our show off with here. I just love the practicality and the added functionality in this female a great deal. I think she's a real sound, athletic kind of a female there. I love her body and her rib shape that she has. She just has that real nice low input cow look about her. I think she's going to make a great brood cow product. First place in our Angus Junior exhibited by John Dressel-Reeby. Now entering the ring will be our Angus Junior yearling heifers.
Again, welcome to today's Dunn County Fair's Beef Show. Our order of breeds for our breeding show today is Angus, followed by Charolais, Hereford, followed by Semitole, and then ending with Crossbred and any other breed. So right now we are on Angus, followed by Charolais.
I think two really high quality Marchborn, and I like the cattle the way they came in here. I guess I like the young man's female to start, and that female is just so well balanced there from the side. I love how smooth and how she transitions. I love her, but mostly that female. I think she has go. She reads a bit more flexible for me out of her front end. She's more correct in the angles about her shoulder. And I love how just strong and collected she is down her top line. At times she maybe wants to get just a little bit more upright and a set to her pasture and out of her rear leg when she gets out and goes. But I just love the added volume and mass in that female there to start. I really like the added length and extension in the female here in second. She's so long and square made out through her hip. Real attractive there from the side as well. I wish that for me out of her front end skeleton, maybe I wish that for me out of her front end skeleton, maybe gets it more upright there in her shoulder, maybe just make rib and flank as well. But a pair of nice females there within that Angus class. Congratulations.
In that Angus Junior Yearling Heifer class, first place was exhibited. Now entering the ring should be our Angus Cow, 2 years and older. Following this cow class, we will then name our champion and reserve champion of our Angus female classes.
Young man brings us a nice pair in here, just another single entry, but you really got to admire this cow just in terms of her freshness and her look. I like her strength and collectiveness down her top line. I think this female is really good there in terms of her udder quality as well. Good and uniform in terms of her teat size and spacing. Really nice level udder there in the cow, and she's definitely putting all the work into this calf out here at this stage of the game for a 2-year-old. So a really nice pair here for this young man. Let's give him a nice round of applause as he exits the ring.
Our Angus Cow was exhibited by John Dressel Reeby. We now ask our first place winners in our Angus classes to come in for naming of our champion and reserve champion Angus female. As the judge is working on his selection of champion, for our spectators today, there are many breeds of beef cattle. We're currently on Angus, which is the most popular breed of beef cattle in the United States. As you can see, Angus are solid black and known for their high quality meat they produce. We'll have several more breeds today, including Charolais, Hereford, Simmental, but additional breeds include Limousine, Maine Anjou, Brangus, Red Angus, and Brahman, which is a popular breed of cattle throughout the world.
As we get out here for our Champion Angus selection, I think these young exhibitors brought definitely a high-quality set of Angus females here to us here this afternoon, and I'm really pleased with this lineup. I think all three of these class winners out here are exceptional in terms of quality and look and balance, real ladylike in terms of their look, but yet at the end of the day, these females are going to go out to pasture, be some tremendous brood cow prospects here for these young exhibitors. So for me, it's rather easily the young man's bred heifer there in the middle will be our champion within this division, follow up with the young man's cow-calf pair to reserve out here. Congratulations to you both.
Our grand champion Angus female was exhibited by Colin Wolf. Our reserve champion Angus female was exhibited by John Dressel-Reeby. Congratulations. We'll now move into our Charolais show. If our two exhibitors of the Charolais Junior Yearling Heifers could make their way to the show ring.
Again, you're watching live streaming coverage of the Dunn County Fair Beef Show on our live streaming service at realcountry1430.com. Also our Facebook page, WRDN 1430 AM and 107.3 FM. And also our YouTube channel, Duran Broadcasting, WRDN. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to click the little bell for notifications. That will bring you up to date on the latest new live streams that we have. Also, today's live stream will be saved at our YouTube channel at Duran Broadcasting WRDN. So like, share, and subscribe that. Click the little bell for notification of future live stream events.
Two nice Charolais females out here, and I'm going to leave the cattle the way they came in here again, and not trying to take the easy route here, folks, but I think just the better female there is the female there out in front of the lineup here. I like her added length and extension all the way through. That's just a longer body, longer spine female. She simply offers more volume and mass all the way through there as well. I think she handles it a nickel better when she gets out and goes and set in motion there. But just her added volume and performance here within this class is what allows her to solidify my decision to win this class here for me. I think the female here coming in second offers some more width and dimension all the way through. She's definitely a stouter hip female that's got some more width and dimension of muscle when he's stepping behind the cattle. I guess she gets a little bit more concerning for me in how she handles her hip and hind leg when she gets out and goes. Gets a bit more upright in the set to her passer and just a bit more elevated there in the set to her hock. Two nice females there in the Charolais division. Let's give those exhibitors a nice round of applause.
In our Charolais class of junior yearlings and champion Charolais females, first place and champion awarded to Ray Pember, second place to Luke Pember. Congratulations. We're now moving on into our Hereford division. Our first class is a Hereford Junior Heifer Calf, followed by Senior Heifer Calf on deck.
Just another single entry out here, but the young lady I think brings us a really high quality heifer calf out here. I love the feminine quality in this female in terms of her front 1/3. She's so elegant and ladylike up front, and yet that female, I think her neck ties in so good at the top side of her shoulder, and she just reads so good there in terms of her body and her rib shape, and I think her added athleticism out here just going to make a tremendous show heifer prospect here for this young lady. Let's give her a nice round of applause as she exits the ring, a nice high quality female there.
The Hereford Junior Heifer Calf was exhibited by Kendall Rudiger. Now entering the ring is our Senior Heifer Calf, followed by Summer Yearling on deck.
Just another single entry here, but the young man brings us a nice high-quality female here. I really like this female at the surface in terms of her foot size and shape. Just so sound and athletic when we asked her to get out and lead. I like that a great deal about her, but yet she's a female that's good in terms of her body and her rib shape. Has plenty of volume all the way through. I'd maybe like to just see her be a bit more ladylike in the shape to her head and her skull there ever so slightly, but just a female in terms of her basic fundamentals and structure and build. I think there's a lot of quality in that female. Congratulations to him. Let's give him a nice round of applause also.
That Hereford Senior Heifer Calf was exhibited by Evan Bartlett. Now entering the ring should be our Hereford Summer Yearling Heifer, followed by our Junior Yearling Heifers.
a real stout, powerful maid female here, a summer-born heifer here. You got to admire this female at the surface in terms of just her foot size and shape. That's a heavy structured kind of a female there that I think is ultra good in terms of her forerib shape, center rib and body, and you love just how much mass and volume she possesses all the way through. This female here for me maybe just reads a little quick in terms of her type and kind, maybe just a nickel moderate there as well, but I think a female that's got a lot of good and has some unique breeding pieces there for that young lady come down the road here. Congratulations to her. Let's give her a nice round of applause as well.
And Hereford Summer Yearling Heifer was exhibited by Kendall Rudiger. Now entering the ring will be our Hereford Junior Yearling Heifers, followed by naming of our champion and reserve champion Hereford female.
Again, you're watching live streaming coverage of the Dunn County Beef Show this afternoon on our live streaming service at Duran Broadcasting, WRDN on YouTube. Our Facebook Live page, WRDN 1430 AM and 107.3 FM. And also on our websites at realcountry1430.com. Thank you to our live streaming sponsors, and they include Wisconsin Credit Union, Shannon Crop Services, Synergy Co-op, the Happy Duck LLC, 24/7 West Wisconsin Telecom, Alcivia Co-op, and SFB, Security Financial Bank. Please thank all of our business sponsors. Without their support, we'd not be having our live streaming coverage this afternoon. So please thank them for supporting our broadcast.
I think a pair of nice Hereford April and March born females here, and I like the March heifer to start, and not only she's the older female, it's a little larger in terms of her frame score, but I think this female's got a lot of good to her just in terms of being so well balanced and complete there from the side. I like cattle that have a little extra look and style and pizzazz to them, and this female has that. I like her feminine quality that she has up front. That female's so strong and smooth and collected down her top line. I love her attractiveness that she has when the cattle are at the stand in terms of the length to her hip and the set to her rear leg and hock and pastern there at the ground. I think that female's got plenty of body and rib shape to her. Just a real nice, sound, functional maid female here that I like her added look and style a great deal. The young man's female here coming next. I like this female just offering in terms of just offering simply more width and dimension all the way through. She's definitely bolder there in terms of her center rib. She's got more width and dimension out through her hip and her pin set. That female, maybe it comes at too great of a cost for her. She reads a little coarser there about her shoulder. She is a little plainer about her head and her neck as well. Two nice females there for those young exhibitors. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Congratulations.
In that Hereford Junior Yearling Heifer class, first place was exhibited by Colin Wolf, second place by Evan Bartlett. We'll now have all of our Herefords back into the show ring for naming of our champion and reserve champion Hereford female. Following Herefords, we will have our Semitole show. So Semitoles, please be on deck.
We get out here for our champion Hereford lineup, and I think we have 4 outstanding class winners out here. I know we had a pair of heifers in the last class and a couple single entries out here, but I think all 4 of these females have a tremendous amount of good to them, and I guess I'll briefly describe them to you, what I kind of see in them. The young lady's calf out of that first class, I think, has got a really bright future. I guess I know she's really young and it's early at the stage of the game, but I think that female's got a tremendous amount of quality. So just her extra presence and look is just, it really stands out here within this lineup, I think, and just her feminine quality, I think, is tremendous. And with that, she's so feminine and ladylike in terms of her look. She has plenty of body and mass and volume all the way through, and I think she handles it really well when she gets out and goes. I think she's got a lot of good. The young man's female, that second class, like I said, just in terms of build and structure and functionality, this female's tremendous. I love her added athleticism at the ground and at the surface in terms of her foot size, how she handles her ankle and her hip and hind leg is so good. Yet this female's still got plenty of body and volume and mass to her. I guess for me, if I'm going to get critical of this one, she reads a little piecey for me out here within this lineup. I just wish everything tied together and nickel better there for me. She gets a little bit more concave there right behind her shoulder as well into her forerib. You know, probably the different females, the female out of the third class within this whole lineup, she's just so stout and massive all the way through. That's a real powerful, thick-made female that you got to admire just the true width and dimension that she has all the way through. She's so big at the surface in terms of her foot size and shape and bone. Just so stout and massive, like I said. It maybe comes at a little bit greater of a cost out here within this lineup, though, for me. She reads a little bit shorter about her head, gets a little bit more open there about her shoulder as well. And I just need to relax this female in her skeleton in terms of the set to her knee. She maybe wants to kind of rock forward ever so slightly. The young man's female, that final class, though, I just love her in terms of feminine quality and look. That's a really well-balanced female there. That's so long and extended all the way through. I think she's really sound and athletic when she gets out and goes. She's the combination heifer out here for me within this lineup. She'll be our champion. We'll bring that second back in here, take a closer look at reserve, but congratulations to you.
Grand champion Hereford female was exhibited by Colin Wolf. We'll now have our second place in that junior yearling heifer class out for naming of reserve champion Hereford female.
Hey, Katie, what's the judge's name?
As we bring that second back in here, like I said in that class, yeah, she definitely had an advantage in terms of boldness to her upper rib cage. She's got plenty of width and dimension and is a long-bodied kind of a female. She maybe gets a little coarser about her head and her front end skeleton there for me. Maybe just like to clean her up there through her chest as well. I guess for me, there's a female that I just screams with a tremendous amount of quality out here, and I think she's got going to be an extremely competitive here down the road. I like the young lady's little calf out here to be reserved within this division. Congratulations to her.
Reserve champion Hereford female was exhibited by Kendall Rudiger. Congratulations. That concludes our Hereford show. We'll now move into our Semitole show. So our Semitole senior heifer calf to the show ring.
Reminder, NASCAR takes a break this weekend, actually next couple of weekends. But you can listen to the rest of the NASCAR season online at realcountry1430.com, on our Android app as well, if you have an Android app. If you have an iPhone, use the TuneIn app, and you can always listen to us as well on Alexa. Just say, Alexa, play WRDN. But we'll have NASCAR coming up here in a couple weeks here on WRDN and online at realcountry1430.com. So we continue on with the Dunn County Fair Beef Show.
just another single entry here in our Simmental division. But I like this female a lot, just in terms of her body and her rib shape. Just a real broody kind of a female here. She's got the right kind of look and balance there from the side. I like the length to her hip, the set to her hip and hind leg when she comes together at the stand as well. I think a really nice project here for this young man. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Congratulations.
Our champion Simmental female, the senior heifer calf, was exhibited by Blaine Kais. We'll now move into our crossbred breeding classes. If we could have our crossbred junior heifer calf to the show ring.
Just another single entry here as we get into our commercial heifer division, and I think the young lady's got a nice prospect here. Just good in terms of her functionality. I think that female's good in terms of having some extra mass and volume all the way through. That female reads to be like a low input cow here in the making. Just a real nice, sound, functional kind of a female here to begin our commercial heifer division. Congratulations. Give her a nice hand.
Our crossbred junior heifer calf was exhibited by Madison Moses. We'll now have our single entry and our crossbred senior heifer calf into the show ring.
And joining us right now at the Beef Show is the brand new FFA State President, Ben Steyer. We're going to talk with Ben a little bit. Of course, he's from the Menominee FFA. So we'll talk with Ben during the Beef Show here a little bit in between announcements and judging results. Well, Ben, congratulations.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk about FFA.
So I get how obviously convention went very well for you with becoming a state FFA president, but tell us about some of the things that happened at FFA convention this year.
There were many different parts of convention, and it was so good to see members in person again. We had sessions where the state officers led them and were able to recognize students. We also had service projects going on. So one of the service projects I helped with was a food drive where we collected food items for Second Harvest Food Pantry in Madison. We also had many workshops happening at convention and a lot of opportunities for students and alumni to connect and chat a little bit too about everything going on in our organization. So it was a great week, and I think a lot of people really enjoyed being back together in person at the Alliant Energy Center.
So what made you decide to run for state president after being on the officer team last year?
First of all, I really enjoyed my time last year, but the bigger reason was that I felt I had more to give yet. I was still very excited about serving this organization, and I thought I had more in my gas tank to give members.
Here, but I like this baldy female just at the surface, just so sound and athletic. I love the reach and the athleticism that she has out of her rear skeleton. When she gets out and goes, that female's still good in terms of having some true natural body and rib shape to her. I think she'll make a great brood cow prospect here for this young lady. Congratulations to her as she exits the ring. Let's give her a nice hand.
Our senior heifer calf was exhibited by Harvest Johnson. We'll now have our summer yearling crossbred heifer to the show ring.
As we continue our conversation with Ben Steyer, so you said you had a little bit left in the gas tank to run for president, huh?
Yes, I feel that I do, and the year's going well so far with everything, but yeah, I really felt I had more to give and still felt I would be able to serve the members, advisors, alumni, and supporters, and everyone else involved in our organization. So that's why we're here, and like I said, the year is going well so far. I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
You were recently in D.C., right?
Yes.
What were you doing there?
Yep. So we were out there for the National FFA State Officer Summit. So this year, 2 state officers from each association were able to attend this summit. And then everyone else who was part of the state officer team in each association joined virtually through Zoom. And we worked with the national officers, some with national FFA staff, and learned a lot about advocacy and how to share our message and advocate for the change that we want to see. And then throughout this process, we also met with state senators, and some states even met with their representatives in Congress as well. So we were able to work with them over Zoom and chat about FFA's legislative priorities. And then with this, we also...
It's like we're going to have the judge here talk here. We'll let him make that announcement.
Just another single entry here, but I think young man brings us a nice female that's real moderate in terms of her type and kind, and I like her added moderation and just her added depth and softness to her rib shape. Just really good low input cow look about her, and a female that's got some volume and width and dimension of muscle all the way through. I'd maybe like to just strengthen her up and be a bit more level there from hooks to pins, make her more attractive there in the set to her hind leg. But I think a female that's got a lot of good and a lot of doability about her. Let's give this exhibitor a nice round of applause as he exits the ring. Congratulations.
The summer yearling heifer crossbred was exhibited by Grant Cook. Our last crossbred animal in our show today, please make your way to the show ring, our 2-year-old and older crossbred cow. So
to again, continue our conversation with State FFA President Ben Steyer. So Ben, that advocacy with the federal legislators, that's something that's very important for the organization, isn't it?
It is definitely. Looking at issues such as rural broadband access, not only in Wisconsin but nationwide, and also retaining our teachers that are so vital in creating this ag ed program that we have throughout our state and nation. Advocacy is something that needs to happen in order to ensure that these programs continue moving strong forward.
You mentioned that rural broadband. You've sometimes lived this in the last year of having the broadband at home go out on you.
Definitely, yes. Lots of Zoom meetings happening this last year. In fact, I go out to our barn office and Zoom from the barn instead of doing it from our house because the Wi-Fi is better out there. So certainly some issues, but I'm thankful that I have Wi-Fi access. I'm thankful that we've been able to make things move forward with rural broadband issues.
Again, Ben, congratulations. We will be talking in the next year, and good luck on your year as state president. Oh, we're going to go back to the ring.
I think a nice single entry cow-calf pair here, and I think just a nice pair just in terms of structural correctness, and cattle, when you study them at the surface, are both extremely well there. I like the foot size and the bone work in the cow. I think she's just got a tremendous amount of longevity about her, real feminine, attractive in terms of her look. She could offer some more depth and softness about her rib at this stage of the game, but you can definitely tell she's in her working clothes out here and putting it into her bull calf there. That's a nice big strapping bull calf there at side that I just love him in terms of being so heavy structured and good footed there at the ground. I think that bull calf's got a lot of good about him. A nice pair here. We'll get them all back in here for our champion commercial lineup here, but congratulations.
Our crossbred cow and calf was exhibited by Kinsey Singerhouse. We now ask our first place animals back to the show ring for naming of our champion and reserve champion crossbred female.
And Ben, before we let you go, again, congratulations on becoming FFA state president. Looks like some of your brothers and sisters did okay in that hog show today.
Yes, the hog show went well. My brother Brian showed, and then I had some cousins showing too. But yeah, we're happy with how things went and excited to see how the rest of the fair goes too.
You were helping out as a volunteer. Were you kind of missing it? Because you've done quite well here when you had the chance to show.
I was helping out, yes, as a volunteer in the ring. Some days I do miss it, but it's nice to not necessarily have the stress of showing and just be able to watch things too. So today was nice.
That is Ben Steyer. He is the brand new State of Wisconsin FFA president, recently elected at the State FFA convention here a couple of years ago, or a couple weeks ago rather. And again, congratulations to Ben, and we will be talking more with Ben as well over the next few weeks as well. But we had a chance to talk with him here during the beef show, and we will continue on here as we select our grand champion in this class.
This would be perfect. I mean, we're doing might as well just, I could do it right now. We got people watching the live stream, and then it's saved, and
Again, in the show ring is our naming of our crossbred champion and reserve champion female of today's beef show. On deck should be our any other breed. Any other breed animal should be on deck.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It is pretty cool. That's really cool. All right, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it again. We will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
We get out here for our champion commercial lineup, and I think we got a really nice set of class winners out here. I know all these cattle were all single entries, and I just briefly described them here to you. But with that being said, I think there's a pair of females out here that I guess fit the bill for me, and just offering the more in terms of totals out here, I guess, within this division, females that are just sound and functional in terms of their type and kind, and still offering a nice balanced look there from the side. So with that being said, I like the young ladies' Baldy Heifer out here to be our champion in this division. Going to follow up with the young ladies' cow-calf pair to be reserved. Congratulations.
Congratulations in our crossbred female show. Champion was awarded to Harvest Johnson with her senior heifer calf. Reserve champion to Kinsey Singerhouse with her 2-year-old cow and calf. We'll now move into our final breed of the day, or any other breed. Our lone entry, summer yearling heifer. And in our any other breed, we have, like we talked about before, there are many different breeds of cattle in the U.S. and the world. In fact, in the United States, over 70 breeds are recognized, but in the world, over 250 breeds are recognized in the beef cattle industry. We have the most popular. This here is a Shorehorn in our any other breed today. As we wrap up our show, we will then move into our top 5 overall females.
Just a single entry out here, and a nice purebred Shorehorn female that you got to like just her added look and style from the side, and I think just her dark red cherry roan color allows this female kind of to stick out also. But this female just at the surface I love in terms of her foot size and shape. That's a sound, good structured female that's super fresh in terms of her look and style and balance, and just so robust there in terms of her center rib and body. I think this female's got a tremendous amount of good and can stand a lot more competition. We'll get her back in here for our champion female drive and take a closer look at her. So congratulations. Let's give her a nice round of applause as she exits.
Our champion in our any other breed, the summer yearling heifer, exhibited by Gracie Steinmeier. We'll now ask all of our breed females back to the show ring for naming of our overall female champion. In our champion female drive, our champion Angus was exhibited by Colin Wolf. Our champion Charlet was exhibited by Ray Pember. Our champion Hereford was exhibited by Colin Wolf. Our champion Semitol was exhibited by Blaine Kais. Our champion Crossbred was exhibited by Harvest Johnson. And our champion Any Other Breed, our Shorehorn, was exhibited by Gracie Steinmeier. Again, in the show ring is our champion drive, our champions of each of our females in our purebred breeding show today. Following this class, champion and reserve, we will then go into our bred and owned female.
We get out here for a champion female lineup. Let's give these young exhibitors a nice round of applause. I think it's been a great lineup of cattle all the way through, and I know we weren't blessed with a tremendous amount of numbers within each breed, but I think your quality was tremendous all the way through this show, and my hat's off to these young exhibitors for in preparation for this. I know probably last year more than anything we were all through a lot of uncertainty, and we kind of come into this deal to not knowing if things are going to happen again or not. So my hat's off to all these exhibitors and even the event coordinators here to continue to push through and make sure that this event still happen, because there's no better way to I think raise young individuals than within a show ring atmosphere. Not even just a show ring, within the livestock industry. I think is tremendous. So with that being said, I'm not going to go back through here and describe any of these cattle here back to you. I guess we get to pick a top 5 within this division, and I think that's kind of unique to have it within a county fair level. So with that being said, I'm going to go back and take one more look, and I'll get you a top 5 out here. But again, congratulations to all these exhibitors.
Congratulations. Our overall female champion is awarded to the Any Other Breed, the Shorthorn, exhibited by Gracie Steinmeier. Our reserve champion overall female, the Hereford Junior Yearling Heifer, was exhibited by Colin Wolf. Our honorable mention of our overall female show is awarded to our champion Angus Junior Yearling Heifer, exhibited by Colin Wolf. Our top 4 overall female it was exhibited by Blaine Kais, our Semitol Senior Heifer Calf, and our 5th overall female was our reserve champion Hereford, exhibited by Kendall Rudinger. Congratulations to all youth. Our final female class is the bred and owned class. If our 3 exhibitors could bring their heifers in for our bred and owned female class.
It's the Dunn County Fair Beef Show. I'm Brian Winnikins, and hope you're enjoying our live stream coverage today on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, and also website at realcountry1430.com. Thank you to our broadcast sponsors, including Wisconsin Credit Union, Shannon Crop Services, Synergy Co-op, the Happy Duck LLC, 24/7 in West Wisconsin Telecom, Elsivia Co-op, and SFB Security Financial Bank. Please thank our live streaming sponsors. Again, without their support, this live stream would not be possible, so please thank our sponsors for supporting live streaming coverage of the Dunn County Fair Beef Show.
Always kind of neat to come back and have a bred and owned division, and always is nice to see what these young exhibitors are raising at home and putting their time and effort in the countless hours that it all takes throughout, just not for the show today, but throughout the whole year, and just throughout the trying to improve their operations as well. So we've seen all these cattle here this afternoon so far. With that being said, I'm going to use the young man's Angus Cow Calf pair to be our champion bred and owned out here. Congratulations.
Our champion bred and owned female today was exhibited by John Dressel-Reeby with his Angus Cow Calf pair. Our 2nd and reserve champion bred and owned female exhibited by Ray Pemper, and 3rd place by Luke Pemper. Congratulations. That concludes our female beef show. We'll now move into our bull show. If we could have our Angus Junior Bull Calves to the show ring. Angus, followed by Crossbred, followed by Limousine.
just another single entry here, and a young man brings us a nice Angus bull calf here that, man, he's just so massive in terms of his body and his rib, and just got a tremendous amount of volume about him there as well. Just a really nice single entry here for this young man. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Congratulations.
Our junior bull calf was exhibited by Reed Steyer. We'll now have our crossbred junior bull calves to the show ring.
Two nice crossbred bulls here, and the young ladies, I'm going to use the way the cattle came in here. Young ladies, I'm going to start off with is just so stout and powerful at the ground. I love his foot size and his bone and his athleticism. I think that bull's got a really bright future there for that young lady. I know we're struggling here with our smaller calf, but a calf that's got a lot of good to him, and just probably isn't his day out here, but I think that calf's going to make a nice prospect there for that young lady. Let's give them both a nice round of applause here. Congratulations.
In that junior crossbred bull calf class, first was exhibited by Reagan Singerhouse, second by Olivia Class. We'll now have our limousine senior bull calf into the show ring.
Just another single entry here, and I was informed that this young man, it's a bred-known bull here for him, and I think this bull's got a lot of good, and just, man, that's just a sound, good-built, good-structured kind of an individual that I love his masculinity and ruggedness about him. I think a bull that's got a tremendous amount of good and has got a lot of breeding value here for this young man. I believe a limousine bull here as well. So a nice bull here to close out our bull division here. Congratulations to you.
That limousine senior bull was exhibited by Blaine Keyes. Also our single entry in our bred and owned bull calf class. So Blaine also receives champion bred and owned bull. We'll now have our first place bulls back to the show ring for naming of our champion bull calf.
as we get out here for our champion bull division. I think we got 3 nice individuals out here. I know they're all single entries, but I guess there's one that just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb for me, and it's a bull that's just super good in terms of soundness, athleticism, yet he's real masculine and rugged in terms of his type and kind. Young man's red limousine bull will be our champion out here. Gets a little closer here for reserve, but I think there's a bull that just simply offers more in terms of being more elite in terms of his build and look and styles. Young ladies Crossbred bull will be reserve out here for us. Let's give all 3 of these exhibitors a nice round of applause, though.
Our champion bull calf was awarded to the Limousine Senior Bull exhibited by Blaine Keyes. Our reserve champion bull calf was the Crossbred Junior Bull exhibited by Reagan Singer House. Congratulations. That concludes our breeding show for today. We will be taking a 20-minute intermission between as we move into our market show. Again, in 20 minutes, we will start again with our beef show.
And we will keep the live stream active here during our intermission. And as again, we are at the Dunn County Fair Beef Show. Thank you to our broadcast sponsors, including Compeer Financial, Hereford Heating and Plumbing, Martin Transport, Osteoplastics, Dunn Energy Co-op, Bluff Country Feed and Seed. Again, without the support of our businesses and organizations supporting our live streaming broadcast, our live stream wouldn't be possible today. So stick around. We'll keep the live stream active. We are at the Dunn County Fair on the Beef Show today. I'm Brian Winnikins for WRDN. And stick around. We'll be back in 20 minutes. Yeah, you can.
Beef exhibitors, this is your 10-minute warning before the start of our market show. 10 minutes before the start of our market show.
All right, we have 10 minutes here before the next show here at the Dunn County Farm with Kaylee Vandenberg. She is the Wisconsin Fairest of the Fair. Yep, so wave hi to everybody. She's here at the Dunn County Fair right now. Are you going to help out here with the second part of the beef show?
Yes, I'm going to hand out ribbons, introduce myself, and hopefully give away some free Wisconsin State Fair tickets happening this August 5th through 15th in West Allis, and that is the Wisconsin State Fair presented by U.S. Cellular.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I grew up exhibiting at the Fond du Lac County Fair for 14 years. At 5 years old, I exhibited my first dairy calf in the Little Britches Show, went on to get involved with the Hog Project, managed the Egg Birthing Center, and volunteered my time in the 4-H food stands at the fair.
What was it like showing hogs? I mean, you know, it's like trying to herd cats sometimes, but, you know, what was it like?
I really enjoyed the whole experience. We would get our hogs in March purchase them from the breeder, so we weren't farrowing them in at home, but we were a major part of that animal's life from just a few months in and to finishing. And of course, at the fair, it's always a learning experience, but you also get the opportunity to create friendships, and you learn something every year, no matter how many years you've been at the project. So.
You know, for those watching, they have kids, and you know their kids are like, well, you know, I'm thinking about doing that, and mom and dad would be like, oh, I don't know, because it's a lot of work. But why should kids show at the fair? And it doesn't have to just be livestock either.
Right. So at the fair, you can exhibit a wide array of projects, including foods and nutrition, decorate cakes. They even have shooting sports in 4-H, which is becoming more popular. But of course, the backbone of Wisconsin fairs are the agriculture. And the lessons these kids are learning growing up raising livestock, they really go on, those individuals go on and are, you know, they are the leaders in their communities and in their schools and in their colleges. And so I said I always feel bad for kids that aren't involved in 4-H, and that's something that I will continue to say. You know, there's something for everyone in 4-H, FFA, and here at the fairs across Wisconsin.
So how many fairs have you been to so far?
This is fair stop number 19. I am set to hit over 50 of Wisconsin's fairs this summer, and you can find that full lineup at wifairs.com.
Now, I know just before coming to the Dunn County Fair, you were down in my old neck of the woods, the Monroe County Fair. How was the Monroe County Fair going? It's been a while since I've been there.
The Monroe County Fair was great. They were very great to me and their hospitality. I caught part of the dairy show. I experienced their fairgrounds. They have a little egg adventure barn where you can see the littlest farm animals, and that's a huge hit for many.
Now, they are going to be doing Egg Olympics here. And, you know, what event would you like to do if you're in the Egg Olympics, if you had to pick one?
Oh, I haven't taken a look at what's in the Egg Olympics at the Dunn County Fair, but I know that rock picking and, you know, they usually toss hay bales, sometimes like some pedal pull tractor races. If I had to pick one of those, I would say it definitely wouldn't be the rock picking. But other than that, I'm game to try any.
I hate picking rocks too. That will never, ever, ever happen again. What can we expect coming up at this year's Wisconsin State Fair?
Yes, so the Wisconsin State Fair is happening August 5th through 15th, and that is presented by U.S. Cellular. We have 30 free entertainment stages, and just like our other 75 Wisconsin fairs, there's something for everyone at the fair. We have the Sea Lion Splash Show, the Sporkies, and of course our foundation, the 4-H and FFA exhibits, and those shows are happening all 11 days, so head on over to wistatefair.com for all of those details regarding the Wisconsin State Fair.
Now, excluding cream puffs, because everybody loves cream puffs, and cheese curds, because everybody loves cheese curds, what's your favorite Wisconsin State Fair food?
Ooh, Ooh, okay, that's a tough question. But number 3, I'm gonna have to go with the mini donuts, and they have you can get cinnamon sugar on them, and they're really good when they're hot and fresh. So that's another fair food top on the list. But in the Wisconsin Products Pavilion, they have a lot of that showcases Wisconsin's diverse egg industry, and you can taste cranberries in many shapes and forms. Grab a grilled cheese from the real Wisconsin Cheese Grill. But one of my favorites is the loaded baked potatoes by the Wisconsin Potato Growers. So that Wisconsin Products Pavilion gives you a different taste of fair food, but celebrating all things Wisconsin in there.
Chocolate bacon on a stick is also pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, anything with chocolate and any fair food on a stick, it's bound to be pretty good.
So don't forget the Wisconsin State Fair here is coming up in August. We have the Fairest of the Fair here, and she's going to continue to help out with the beef show. We're going to have the second half of the beef show here at the Dunn County Fair coming up in just a couple minutes. Stick around.
We'll be starting our market show. If we could have our 2 feeder calves enter the show ring, our 2 feeder calves to the show ring.
All right, we're going to be getting the second half of the beef show here going as our next exhibitors now start to come into the ring. Again, thank you to Wisconsin Credit Union, Shannon Crop Services, Synergy Co-op, the Happy Duck LLC, 24/7, and West Wisconsin Telecom, along with SFB for supporting our broadcasts today.
Again, currently in our show ring, our first class for our market show are our 2 feeder calves. We'll name our champion reserve feeder calves. On deck should be our dairy steers. On deck, dairy steers. As we're waiting for our judge, my apologies, we'll do a little trivia. Our 2021 Wisconsin Farm Facts, courtesy of Wisconsin Ag in the Classroom, were published based on some 2019 data. What ranking in Wisconsin is cattle and calves? Our Wisconsin's top commodities, our top 10. Number 1, of course, is milk and dairy products. Where does cattle and calves rank in our top Wisconsin commodities? Shout it out, I can't hear with the fans over here. Wisconsin ranks number 2 for our sales and income, our cash receipts of cattle and calves, 1.7 billion gross cash receipts of cattle and calves, number 2. All right, one more trivia question for our spectators today. Americans eat about how many pounds of beef per person in a year? Americans eat about how many pounds of beef per person in a year? Americans eat about 57 pounds of beef per person in a year. What is your favorite beef recipe?
So what's your favorite beef? Well, I'll tell you what mine is. Ribeye steak, grilled, medium. That would be perfect. Waiting for our judge here to show back up, and so we're just have a little bit of a delay here, but we'll be ready to go in just a moment.
As we're waiting for our judge to make his way back, we can do a little bit more trivia. As we know, the pigskin footballs are actually not pigskin anymore. They're synthetic, but each beef hide, as we have here, can make basketballs, baseballs, and footballs. How many footballs can be made out of a beef hide? How many footballs can be made out of a beef hide?
Boy, I need to call my sister on that. She used to make
So
those.
20 footballs can be made out of a beef hide, 12 basketballs out of a beef hide, or 144 baseballs out of one beef hide.
just two feeder steers here for these two young individuals, but I think they're doing an outstanding job out here, and both young exhibitors are having fun, I think, and I'm going to use the young man's more predominantly black calf here to win. I just like his added easy feed and look about him, and he's got just simply more shape and dimension all the way through, and the young man's dairy steer is going to be a really nice, easy feeding kind of a calf there for him. But I think both these calves are going to be great projects here for these young individuals. Let's give them a nice round of applause as they exit the ring. Congratulations.
In our feeder calf class, first place in champion feeder calf was exhibited by Connor Steyer. Second place in reserve champion feeder calf was exhibited by Cody Steyer. Congratulations. We'll now move into our dairy steer class. We should have 5 animals in this next class of dairy steers. Again, currently in the show ring are our dairy steers, ranging in weight from 1,413 pounds to 1,590 pounds. We will name our champion and reserve champion dairy steer, and on deck should be our market heifer. On deck, market heifer. The judge is wrapping up our class of dairy steers. We would ask our single entry in our market heifer show to be on deck.
We get into our dairy steer division, and I think we got a pair of steers at the top end of this class that I think got a lot of good to them, and I'm going to use the predominantly black calf here within this class. I think that steer's got a lot of good to him just in terms of offering the most skeletal genuine width all the way through. That's the widest constructed steer that offers the most width and dimension out over his top and out behind his blade. That's the really big top, thick-ended kind of a steer that I love his easy feeding look. Get your hands on the calf too. He's ultra smooth in terms of his finish, fresh in terms of his finish there as well. I think just a really nice dairy steer here to start this class off with. I like the added length and look and extension in the calf here in second, and I think he gives you a nice balanced look there from the side. That calf offers the most in terms of red meat, in terms of out through his hip and his pin width. He carries the most turn and dimension of muscle down through his lower quarter. Maybe isn't quite as smooth and uniform as our class winner in terms of a degree of finish, but I think a calf that's still a nice, easy feeding steer. The big heavyweight steer that's going to come here in third, I love his practicality in terms of his body and his rib shape. He's out of the remaining trio of steers, offers the most width and dimension all the way through. I wish that calf just handled his structure better when he gets out and goes. We got a pair of steers here that are just simply trimmer in terms of their type and kind, real high cutability kind of cattle there. I wish they were cattle that simply offered more width and dimension, muscle all the way through. The steer in fourth really tapers there in the base to his quarter. The steer there closing the class, just wish he had more shape right behind his shoulder. A nice set of steers there, congratulations.
Our first place in champion dairy steer was exhibited by Reed Steyer. Our second place in reserve champion dairy steer was exhibited by Colin Wolf. Third place was exhibited by Bailey Gilbertson. Congratulations. Now entering the ring is our crossbred market heifer. Our lightweight single breed steers should be on deck. Lightweight single breed steers on deck.
Just a single entry here in our market heifer show, and this female's got a lot of width and dimension all the way through, and I know probably market heifers aren't real popular in this part of the world, but I think this female's got a lot of good just in terms of her handling quality there. Just a real smooth, fresh handling female there that I like her shape and dimension up over her top and out through her hip. She's got plenty of width and dimension from behind her. Maybe this female at times, we'd like to see her just offer a shot more shape in terms of her lower body cavity, but I think a female that's got a lot of good just in terms of carcass merit. So again, congratulations to that young exhibitor. Let's give her a nice hand as she exits the ring.
Our single entry in our market heifer crossbred heifer was exhibited by Reagan Singerhouse, also named champion market heifer. Congratulations. We'll now move into our steer classes. Our single bred steer or lightweight class should have 5 entries to the show ring. Those steers weighing 1,254 pounds up to 1,338 pounds. Again, our lightweight single bred steers to the show ring.
very good class. We get into our market steer show here a little deeper in the waters now, and you know, I'll be the first to admit I hate it as a judge when you come into an all breed or any other breed division where you have 4 different types of breed steers out there, and I think that it really takes away from the quality of some of these breed steers within this lineup, because I think they all have a tremendous amount of good, and every breed excels in a different area, so nothing to take away from out here. I think all 4 of these steers, all 5 of these steers have a lot of good out here within their respective breeds, but I still think the steer that needs the surface to the top is the young lady steer directly in front of me here. I just love the balanced look in that calf. Regardless of look and balance from the side, that's the steer who's the freshest in terms of his handle. That's the steer who's the most uniform in terms of his fat cover, and there's no question that's the real stout powerhouse kind of a steer there that I just love his look and balance from the side. If I'm going to get critical of this one, just need to soften him up there in his ankle and his pastern ever so slightly. But man, that calf is just so good in terms of basic fundamentals of a carcass merit, but yet tying it into a show steer look and giving you a nice balanced look from the side. I like that steer a good deal. It gets a little closer for me, I guess, between second and third, and I go back and forth in my ways a little bit. There's no question that the purebred Shorehorn steer coming next is a calf that's simply so powerful and robust in terms of his look. That steer's got a massive back, huge hip, and a huge pin set in him. He's big and bold there in terms of his body. I think he comes together relatively nice from the side as well. It's just, for me, at times, this steer just looks a little too round in his overall makeup. I wish we could just maybe give him a shot more pizzazz and look there from the side and make him more elite in terms of his show steer look. But I think that calf, just in terms of fundamentals, handling quality, red meat and muscle, that calf's chock full of it there. I like the balanced look. I like the style and just the presence of the calf here coming in third. That calf is really long. The purebred Simmental steer here, just so long and extended down his spine. I like the length out through his hip, tremendous. I think he handles his feet and legs extremely well. And this calf, he probably doesn't wow you in any one area. He's just a good, honest show steer there, I think. He just offers a real complete kind of a look about him. Doesn't have the elite qualities as the 2 steers directly in front of him, but he's got the easy feeding look that I like to see. I think just a no-holes kind of a calf. I think the Hereford steer coming next, within his breed, I think can be ultra competitive at a larger level. I think that steer gives you a really nice balanced look there from the side. I like his body and his rib shape. I like the way he travels when he gets out and goes. Within this class, for me, this calf simply needs to have more shape and dimension of muscle right behind his shoulder. I wish he was stouter made out through his pin width as well. The young man steer that's going to close the class off here for us, I think he's got a really nice, easy feeding kind of a steer. I like his body and his rib shape to him. I just simply wish there was more of this calf all the way through. I think that calf just maybe gets out horsed here within this class. 5 really nice individuals there within this class. Let's give those exhibitors a nice round of applause.
In that lightweight single-bred steer class, first place was awarded to Kendall Rudiger. Second place was exhibited by Gracie Steinmeier. Third place was exhibited by Allison Bartlett. Fourth, Kinsey Singerhouse. And fifth, Grant Cook. Congratulations. Now entering the ring should be our heavyweight single-bred steers. We should have 4 entries. Those steers weighing 1,363 pounds to 1,414 pounds.
Another nice set of steers out here in your single breed division, and we didn't use a Charlet steer here to win this class, and I just like his added shape and dimension of muscle all the way through. That's the good high cutability steer out here that's still uniform and smooth about his finish. Has plenty of meat animal shape about him, but yeah, that calf gives you a nice balanced look there from the side. He's the levelest down his top line. He's the stoutest made out through his hip and his pin set, and he offers the most natural base width all the way through. Young man's Hereford steer is going to come here in second. I like his added depth and softness about his rib. He's got that really nice, easy feeding look about him. I think he handles his feet and legs extremely well when he gets out and goes. That calf feeds with plenty of shape and dimension of muscle right out behind his shoulder and out through his hip. I wish that calf was just simply a little stouter there and wider out through his pin set all the way through. Young ladies, appears to be a red Angus steer here coming in third. Just a real practical kind of a calf, easy feeding, big bodied, really robust there in terms of his center rib. Has plenty of width and dimension all the way through. He gets a bit more coarser and uncoordinated out of his front end skeleton for me. Maybe gets a little weaker down his top line as well. The young man steer that's going to close the class off here for us. I really like the cutability advantage in this calf. He's a long bodied, long spine kind of a steer. Has tremendous amount of shape on the top side of his skeleton. I wish he was a bit more uniform there in his finish. Maybe he could be a shot bolder there about his rib as well. A nice set of steers there. Congratulations.
In that heavyweight single bred steer class, first place was exhibited by Ray Pemper, second by Evan Bartlett, third by Madison Moses, and fourth by Luke Pemper. We'll now ask our first and second place animals back to the show ring for naming of our champion single bred steer.
We get out here for your single breed champion division. I think we got 4 really nice individuals, and I know we had some depth and quality within those classes there as well. But there's a pair of steers out here for me that fit the bill for what I'm kind of looking for. They have plenty of meat animal shape, and they're uniform about their finish. But yet we're still in the show ring atmosphere, and these cattle still offer a high quality show steer look about them. I'm going to keep the 2 lightweight steers together within this division. Congratulations.
Our champion single-bred steer was exhibited by Kendall Runinger. Our reserve champion single-bred steer was exhibited by Gracie Steinmeier. Congratulations. We'll now move into our crossbred steers. If we could have our 5 lightweight crossbred steers to the show ring. Our lightweight crossbred steers to the show ring.
Again, thank you to our live streaming sponsors today, including Wisconsin Credit Union, Shannon Crop Services, Synergy Co-op, the Happy Duck LLC, 24/7, and West Wisconsin Telecom, Alceva Co-op, and Compeer Financial. Please thank our sponsors. They make our live stream coverage of the Dunn County Beef Show possible. So please thank them. Drop them an email, give them a call, tell them thank you for supporting this coverage. Reminder, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Durand Broadcasting, WRDN. And click on the little bell for notifications of future live stream events. We'll have more livestock show coverage next week from the Buffalo County Fair as well. And all of our livestock shows will be saved. So today's show will be saved on our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting, WRDN.
Again, the judge is working on this first class of lightweight crossbred steers. We have one more crossbred steer class, then we will name our champion and reserve crossbred steers, followed by our top overall market beef. Following market beef, we'll have a bred and owned class. Then we will move into our beef showmanship classes. Just a reminder to all of our visitors, the meat animal auction is Saturday evening at 5 p.m. A lot of these market steers that you see here in the show ring will be sold during our market sale. We encourage any interested buyers to register prior to 5 p.m. for the auction. There is a meal that is served before the auction starts. Again, 5 p.m. Saturday under the oak trees.
a nice class of lightweight crossbred steers here, and I wish we could take all three of these cattle on the top end of this class and kind of combine them, because I like parts and pieces of each of them, but there isn't one that just kind of gravitates to me saying I need to win. But with that being said, I think the calf, when we just study cattle in terms of true market readiness and true market shape and dimension and muscle all the way through, again, at the end of the day, I know this is a show ring, but at the end of the day, these are cattle that still got to be good in terms of their muscularity and squareness. I think the calf that wins feeds with the most shape right behind the backside of his blade. He's so big topped and big out through his hip and his pin set there. Yet when that calf is parked and standing still, I love his look and balance from the side. He's good in terms of his forerib shape and his center rib and body. That calf maybe just isn't 12 o'clock yet in terms of his weight. I know we're in the lightweight crossbred steer class here yet, but I think he's got plenty of cover on him. He's good and uniform and fresh in terms of his look. I like that a great deal. I wish that calf could just motor better, nickel better off both ends of his skeleton. And I guess that's why I just kind of call it a wash up here in the top end, because I guess I didn't feel like the calf here coming in second really had the extra structural advantages that I was trying to look for within him, I guess. But the calf here coming next, when he's stepping behind the cattle, he's so robust there just in terms of his shape out through his hip, his stifle, and his lower quarter. I love that about that calf a great deal. He's a nice, good, easy feeding kind of a steer also. I guess for me at times he gets just a little too round and too coarse in terms of his type and kind for me. I wish he was level and square there from hooks to pins. Could be a shot square and truer in terms of his pin width from behind, but I love his added freshness and shape. I guess for me, what I kind of switched the pair there for me at last second is that calf just needs to have more shape right behind his shoulder. The calf here coming in third, I really like this calf just in terms of his feet and leg structure and quality there. I think this calf handles the surface extremely well, and I wish we could put this type of running gear on the two cattle that led the class off here for us. This calf does give you a nice, balanced, easy feed and look from the side. I like his body and his rib shape. I like how smooth and uniform he is about his finish. That calf's got plenty of top shape and dimension up high. He just needs to offer more for me down low. He wants to taper more in the base of his quarter. He gets a little narrow tracking for me when he gets off and goes. The young lady's a solid black steer here coming in fourth. I really like this calf just in terms of his basic kind. He's real practical there in terms of his center rib and body. He's got plenty of red meat about him. He's big top. He's thick-ended. This calf just gets too plain and coarse for me all the way through. I just like to offer a more balanced show steer look about him. There's no question that the calf that's closing in the class has some qualities there in terms of look, balance, and style about him. I like his foot size and heaviness of structure. I wish that this calf there was simply more of him. He needs to be bolder there in terms of his body and his rib shape. Probably just simply needs a few more days on feed. But a calf there, I think that's got a lot of good for that young lady. Nice set of steers there. Congratulations. Let's give him a nice round of applause.
In that lightweight crossbred steer class, first place was exhibited by Kendall Rudiger, second place by Blaine Kais, third place by Olivia Class, fourth by Margot Moses, and fifth by Madison Moses. Congratulations. Now entering the ring should be our two entries for our heavyweight crossbred steers. Steers weighing 1,320 and 1,444 pounds. Following this class, we will name our champion and reserve champion of our crossbred steers.
a nice pair of steers to close off our crossbred division here. And young lady saw a black steer I'm going to use. There's just simply a more moderate steer here that's good in terms of his finish. I love the width and dimension of that calf. He's heavy muscled. He's big top, thick-ended kind of a steer here. Just kind of what you see is what you get there, and I think just a really nice place to start here. Young man steer is going to come here in second. Definitely is a bigger framed, higher performing calf out here. He's got some width and dimension in terms of his base width from behind. I guess a calf for me, he tapers more in a shape up high. I wish he was stouter made out behind his shoulder there as well. A nice pair of steers there to close out of our crossbred steer division. Congratulations.
In that heavyweight crossbred steer class, first place was exhibited by Harvest Johnson, second place by John Reeby. We now ask our first and second place in our crossbred steer classes back to the show ring for naming of champion and reserve champion crossbred steer.
Only through my headset and
We get out here for our champion crossbred steer lineup. I think we've had a tremendous set of steers come through here, and I guess within this division again, I think there's just a pair of steers out here that fit the bill for me in terms of market readiness and cattle that have plenty of meat animal shape about them as well. Just cattle that give you a nice presence and a show steer look about them here from a profile, from a show ring standpoint as well. Going to keep the two lightweight steers together within this division. Congratulations to you both.
Our champion crossbred steer was exhibited by Kendall Rudiger. Our reserve champion crossbred steer was exhibited by Blaine Keyes. Congratulations. We now ask all of our champion steers back to the show ring for, as well as champion market heifer and our champion feeder calf back to the show ring for naming of our overall market champion. In our 2021 Dunn County Fair Market Show, our champion dairy steer was exhibited by Reed Steyer. Our champion market heifer was exhibited by Reagan Singerhouse. Our champion single bred steer was exhibited by Kendall Rudiger. And our champion crossbred steer was exhibited also by Kendall Rudiger. Let's give a round of applause to these youth showing these fantastic steers today.
Welcome, beef exhibitors, families, and friends, to the Dunn County Fair. My name is Kaylee Vandenberg, the 2021 Wisconsin Fairest of the Fairs, hailing from Rosendale in Fond du Lac County. Within my role, I represent our 75 county, district, and state fairs while traveling the state promoting Wisconsin agriculture in the fair industry. Additionally, I will serve as the official hostess of the Best 11 Days of Summer at the Wisconsin State Fair presented by U.S. Cellular August 5th through 15th. It's such an honor to join all of you today in Dunn County for Fair Stop number 19 and watching as these exhibitors showcase their hard work and dedication that they've invested into their livestock over this past year. I was a hog exhibitor, so I understand that commitment and the effort it takes to get an animal ready for the county fair, and if you go on to the state fair, and that is happening again August 5th through 15th in West Allis. So stay tuned throughout the show where you might get the chance to earn some free Wisconsin State Fair tickets.
Well, we get out here for a selection of our champion steer. Let's give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause out here. I know it's been pretty warm out today, and I've tried to move through the classes as smooth as possible, and I know a lot of these, probably a few of these steers out here are probably getting ready to go to state fair here in a couple of weeks, and you know, it takes a lot of time and work, and you know, it does take some risk at times, especially if we're trying to get them out of a rhythm that we have at home, to take them out and show them and then take them back home and try to get them back in rhythm, so we're not losing any days there. I know all about that as we exhibited there, and we're actually, my little brother's, it's his first year here to go to state fair, so we're kind of getting geared up for that as well. So with that being said, I know we still got showmanship to go through, but always been fun to come over here to Dunn County and evaluate your guys' stock, and it's always good just to work with your kids. I think your youth here is second to none here within this county, and they just do a tremendous job. So with that, again, it's just been a lot of fun to sort through them, and it's always good to come over to this side of the state, as my mom grew up in a neighboring county, Pierce County, so it's always nice to have Grandma come over and evaluate the show with me, and I'm sure she'll let me know if I did it right or not. So that's always a good feeling to have, I guess. You know, not many people get that privilege to have that. So I'm very fortunate there to allow that to be there with me today. So with that being said, we'll get you a champion reserve out here within this division. Again, congratulations all you guys, and we'll get into showmanship then.
Our champion market steer was exhibited by Kendall Runiger. We now ask the reserve champion of our single-bred steer class to come in for naming of the overall reserve champion steer. And our reserve champion overall market beef was exhibited by Blaine Keyes. Congratulations to all our exhibitors today. Our next class will be bred and owned market animals. We would ask our 4 entries for bred and owned to make your way to the show ring. Following our bred and owned class, we will then move into showmanship, beginning with our senior showmanship class. Our senior showmen should be on deck.
Again, thank you to our live stream sponsors as we continue with the Dunn County Beef Show. Thank you to Bluff Country Feed and Seed, Dunn Energy Co-op, Osteoplastics, Martin Transport, Hereford Heating and Plumbing, and SFB Security Financial Bank. Please thank all of our sponsors of our live stream coverage of the Beef Show here at the Dunn County Fair. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to have been able to bring you today's Beef Show via our live stream service. So please thank them, give them a call. Drop them an email and tell them thanks.
Again, out here for our bred and owned division here within our steer show, and my hat's off to these 4 exhibitors for raising these quality of cattle out here within this show. I know all these were really competitive throughout the whole show here this afternoon, but not going to take away. Going to use our reserve champion steer out here to be our champion bred and owned steer within this division. Congratulations.
Our champion bred and owned market steer was exhibited by Blaine Kais. As we move into our showmanship class, we want to make sure to thank all of our volunteers today. The Dunn County Fair would not be possible without the great effort of the volunteers coordinating the fair and the show. We'd like to thank our superintendent in our ring right now, Brooke Brantner, for all of her hard work. Thank you, Brooke. We'd also like to thank our helpers here at the table, Mackenzie Brantner and Jean D'Angelo, as well as Reese Klatt. And thank you to our ribbon girl, Gabby Wantock, today. We'd also like to thank Brian Winnikins with WRDN, who is live streaming our show today. Thank you to all of his efforts last year as well as this year. He was live streaming all of our shows during the Dunn County Fair. So thank you, Brian and WRDN, for all of your support. Again, we will be starting showmanship. So those 4 seniors who have signed up in our first class, Harvest Johnson, Blaine Kais, Olivia Klatt, and Kendall Rudiger. If you could please make your way for class 1 of senior showmanship. Also, like to remind our younger exhibitors, we will be having the Little Britches showmanship class on Sunday at 11 a.m. Those youth who aren't eligible to show at the fair yet, 4 to 8 years old, if you're interested, we accept dairy and beef calves, sheep, hogs. We even have a miniature donkey being exhibited this year, as well as goats. And now we have one little exhibitor who'd like to tell you about her calf that she will be showing on Sunday.
Hi, my name is Gabriella Wantock, and my calf's name is Gracie. And she is also a Charlet, and she is also beef.
So be sure to come watch Gabriella as well as the 30 other little kids on Sunday at 11 under the oak tree. In all of our showmanship classes today, our winners will be receiving prizes that were donated on behalf of Hoof and Paw Clinic. So thank you to Hoof and Paw for our wonderful prizes for our showmanship winners today. For our spectators today, we're now entering into our showmanship classes where the judge is judging our showmen on how well they can exhibit their animals, show them off, as well as the knowledge of their animals, when the animals were born, how old they are, maybe some characteristics of the breed, as well as for some of our market animals, maybe some of the meat products that you might have in some of your market animals. Versus our previous show where the judge was only looking at the animal, now he's evaluating how well the youth show their animal.
I guess we have two heats here within our senior division, so I just need to select one individual out here. But I think all three of these individuals just do an outstanding job. And I guess for me, showmanship, it's more than just within that class when they come in. Showmanship, to me, it happens throughout the whole day. A judge always remembers a good showman. And I think all three of these individuals have done just an outstanding job with that here today. I guess it just kind of comes down to the little things, and it's always personal preference of just, it can be the simple things as little as like posture, just how you handle, and my biggest thing is always awareness, I guess, where I'm at all times. So with that being said, I think all three of these individuals do an outstanding job. Going to keep the young lady with the bigger steer out here to come back with us for our champion senior lineup. Congratulations.
In our class, our first class of senior showmen, our judge is asking Kendall Rudiger to come back for naming of our champion senior showman. We'll now have our second heat of our seniors, those in grades 10 and up, back in the show ring.
So we get out here for our second heat of senior showmen. I think all three of these individuals, again, do a great job. And, you know, we had a lot of depth through the senior showmen here. And, you know, I think all six of those individuals we had within here just do an outstanding job, and they have here all day. So I got to pick one out of here. And with that being said, I'm going to use the young lady with the Shorehorn Heifer to be our champion showman within this heat. And we'll get her back in here for selecting our champion and reserve senior showman. Congratulations.
In that second heat of senior showman, the judge has asked Gracie Steinmeier to come back, as well as Kendall Rudiger, for naming of our champion and reserve senior showman.
I think two outstanding senior showmen out here, and I think both have just done a tremendous job all day. I know they kind of went back and forth showing heifers and steers, and you've kind of seen them from the start, and I guess that's not the reason why they're out here, but the reason is that these two just are so calm and collected when they're in the ring, and that's probably my biggest thing, is always just being calm and smooth and just not being noticeable when you're showing your animal, always making your animal stand out more than yourself. So I guess that's kind of the job of showmanship, is presenting your steer or heifer to the best of its ability, and I think both these exhibitors just do a tremendous job with that. So with that being said, I'll get you a champion out here. Let's give these both exhibitors and all the senior exhibitors a nice round of applause again. Congratulations.
Our champion senior showman today is Kendall Rudiger. Our reserve champion senior showman is Gracie Steinmeier. Congratulations to both. We'll now ask our intermediate showmen to enter the show ring. Those youth in grades 7 to 9, intermediate showmen to the show ring.
Again, we're in the intermediate showmanship class. Again, thank you to our live stream sponsors, including Wisconsin Credit Union, Shannon Crop Services, Synergy Co-op, the Happy Duck LLC, 24/7, and West Wisconsin Telecom, Alcivia Co-op, Compeer Financial. Also, Hurlburt Heating and Plumbing, Martin Transport, Osteoplastics, Dunn Energy Co-op, Bluff Country Feed and Seed, and SFB Security Financial Bank. Please thank all of our live streaming sponsors as they have made our live stream coverage of the beef show and our hog show from earlier today possible on our live streaming service at our YouTube channel at Durand Broadcasting WRDN, Facebook Live on our Facebook page, and also on our website at realcountry1430.com. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Durand Broadcasting WRDN. When you do, don't forget to click the little bell for future notifications of future live stream events. Also, today's beef show will be posted on our YouTube channel. It'll take about a few hours or so, and it will be posted on our YouTube channel. So if you missed part of it, you'll be able to watch it again as well. That's at Durand Broadcasting WRDN. So we're getting close to wrapping up today's beef show. Next live stream broadcast tomorrow night from the Dunn County Fair, the annual livestock auction. Our live stream coverage beginning at about 5 o'clock tomorrow night.
Two, okay. Out here for intermediate showmanship. Another great set of kids all the way through here, and I think they've all done an outstanding job here today. I know it's starting to get long and hot out here, and cattle are getting tired, and probably the exhibitors also, but they've all been doing an outstanding job. I guess I'm not a huge quiz bowl person here when it comes to showmanship. I think we all need to be very knowledgeable of the basic things with our animals when we come into the ring, and I guess I'm asking that, but I think it's still, at the end of the day, showmanship's just how well you can present your animal to the judge, and that's what it's all about within the show ring. So with that being said, I'll get you a champion reserve here in this division, and congratulations to all 5 of you again.
Our champion intermediate showman today is Ray Pemper. Our reserve champion in their intermediate showmanship was Reagan Singerhouse. Congratulations. Our final class of today's beef show will be our beginning showmanship class, those youth in grades 3 through 6.
Again, our next live stream broadcast will be tomorrow night from the Dunn County Fair with the meat animal sale. Our live streaming coverage beginning at about 5 o'clock. Hope, though, you can come down in person and support the youth of Dunn County.
In our showmanship classes today, several showmen will receive prizes. All donated courtesy of Hoof and Paw Clinic. So thank you to Hoof and Paw for sponsoring today's prizes for our youth, our senior, intermediate, and beginning showmanship classes.
Let's give our young beginner showman out here a big round of applause. I think they're doing an outstanding job. I mean, nothing to take away from our two young men up front, but I think they're doing an outstanding job for first times here, and I think they both said they're having a lot of fun. So, and they got awesome names for their cows. It fits. It's Super Cow and Camo. So they definitely fit the part out here. So they're doing an outstanding job. So with that being said, for my champion reserve comes down to these two young individuals out here. I think they've done an outstanding job all day. I think they're both just doing an exceptional job here. And my biggest thing is when not so much questions, just interaction with the person. I think personally, I think that's what livestock evaluation and also just within being in 4-H just allows people to interact with people more. And I think there's no better tool than just a good handshake and just talking to someone straight and looking them straight in the eye goes a long way within today's let's just say environment. Let's put it that way. So with that being said, I'll get you a champion reserve showman out here. Congratulations.
Our champion beginner showman today was Allison Bartlett. Our reserve champion beginning showman was Grant Cook. Congratulations. That concludes our 2021 Dunn County Fair Beef Show. We thank you all for coming and congratulations to all exhibitors. A reminder of the meat animal auction on Saturday evening, 5 p.m. Those buyers that are interested, be sure to register and have a meal ahead of time. Thank you all for coming.
And that will conclude our live streaming coverage from the Dunn County Fair today. Our hog show is already on our YouTube channel at Durant Broadcasting, WRDN, and the beef show will be posted at our YouTube channel coming up here in just a bit. We'll talk to you tomorrow on our live stream coverage from the Dunn County Fair tomorrow night at 5 o'clock with the meat animal auction. I'm Brian Winnikins. Have a great evening.